Welcome to Western Trading Post TV. This week we will be learning about antique Navajo textiles and their wool, visiting with Arizona's official Western film historian about a cool collection of old movie memorabilia that has came in the store. Then it's auction day, where we will be following a few items through the auction, visiting with auction junkies, and just having a grand old time. So come along and join us for the fun.
Bobby Jean. Let's see what she wants. Hello, Bobby Jean.
Howdy, partner. How you doing?
Well, I'm just leaving Wilcox. What's going on?
Well, I just got this great collection of old Western movie memorabilia, and I thought of you instantly.
Oh, great, great. Well, hey, listen, what if I stop by on my way back home? How's that?
Perfect. You drive safe, and I'll see you in about an hour or so then.
I'm anxious to see it. Okay, bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. I told you this is an incredible collection.
I'm drooling. This is like a kid in a candy store. This is amazing and such care. These have been handled with care. These are priceless. They really are. I mean, it's amazing stuff. And I'm looking at this when I'm seeing that this is a 1935 film, and starring John Wayne, and it says with George Gabby Hayes, and it's a re-release. However, the reason you can tell when it says George Gabby Hayes on here that this is not an original piece from that film is because he wasn't known as Gabby at that time. He was known as Wendy Halliday. And he was just getting ready to do the Hopalong Cassidy films in 1935. But anytime something was re-released, before 1939, when he went to Republic and got the name Gabby, anything that was re-released always had Gabby on there because that's what he was known by. It didn't matter what company did it. He was George Gabby Hayes. So there you have that on this, and it's linen back. It's perfect. And the reason he had Gabby, I might add, is because Harry Sherman, who was the producer of the Hoppies, would not let him take legally the name Wendy Halliday with him. Okay. So when he went to Republic, it was Gabby Whitaker in the films. Gabby Hayes was Gabby Whitaker. And so that's what makes this very special, is that it's 1935, but it says Gabby Hayes on it. So this is really special.
Well, and it's still very sought after.
It is very sought after.
Yeah.
It's John Wayne, for heck's sake. So you can't get much better than this. And with it backed like it is, it's invaluable.
And look at these babies, another Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers, and you can tell when it's Roy because he had the loops on the R's. And these two would be exquisite in any collector's because it's not made out to anybody in particular. It just has his autograph on it.
Exactly.
And so therefore it's worth more.
Yes, makes it more valuable.
More valuable because it's not directed at anybody. So these are really exceptional pieces.
And then we have Red River with John Wayne.
This is the film that made John Ford believe that John Wayne could act. Now this is a Howard Hawks film. And in this film, he ages and he becomes older. He becomes the father of Montgomery Clift, who had the acting chops. So he had to have the acting chops too. John Wayne, this showed he was a real actor. And this is the film that got him She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, which was the second in the Calvary trilogy from John Ford. John Ford did not want him in that because it was supposed to be an older man who was getting ready to retire from the service. And he saw this film and he goes, well, what do you know? That son of a gun can really act. Or words thereof.
Yeah.
And so he said, okay, I know now he can act, and he put him in She Wore a Yellow Ribbon as an older character.
Well, we have special ties to the movie Red River, and because of John Wayne's ties here in the area. So I am so grateful you came by, checked out this collection. I bet I will see you at the auction, huh?
Well, or you don't want to turn your back today on me, because who knows? Honey, load up the van out there. We're on our way.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you so
much.
much.
That you share your knowledge.
I appreciate you inviting me.
Mark, I know that you have sent some weavings to us before, and we've put them through the auction and whatnot, but I always like to learn more about Navajo weavings, and as far as I'm concerned, you are one of the premier experts on Navajo weavings. How do you tell from the wool about the rug?
Jim, the wool is the key factor in the way to identify the age of an old Navajo textile.
Okay.
That's the thing you go to first to see what the age might be. And then you go to the dyes, and then you go to the design and the overall look of a piece.
Okay.
But the wool changes over the years. The first wool brought into New Mexico was brought by the Spanish conquistadors.
Okay.
From Spain over to Mexico and then up the Camino Real into New Mexico. So all the Navajo had was the Spanish churro, sheep. And of course all the Mexican ranchers and the pueblos that were weaving, they had Spanish churro. The Spanish churro wool is more like a mohair.
Okay.
Like a woolly chap.
Sure.
It's a long staple, straight, silky fiber, and it's a greaseless fleece. It doesn't have all that lanolin and grease in the fleece. So you can wash it very simply. Generally, they just picked the burrs out of it, shook the dirt out of it, and they went to weaving.
Okay.
It was great for them. The silky, long staple fibers, and you find these in the earlier weavings in the classic period, in the late classic period.
Okay, and what would that be, the classic and late classic?
The classic period is generally determined as being pre-1864.
Okay.
Before the Kit Carson scorched earth policy, when they rounded the Navajo up and took them to Bosque Redondo. They tried to eliminate the food source and the economic basis for the Navajo, which was their wool.
Sure.
But they didn't get them all killed out in the scorched earth policy. There were some left, little vestibules of Navajo were in the mountains and around, and they still had a few sheep.
Okay.
Of course, after they came back from Bosque Redondo, the government had to repatriate the Navajo into their homelands, and they needed sheep. So they went to the Spanish sheep ranchers, and they bought sheep. Well, that's all they had was Navajo churro. So they got the Navajo churro back, but then the government began to bring in sheep to supposedly, quote, help the Navajo, improve their herds. And these were more a grease fleece, more of the short staple, kinky grease fleeces like the Merinos.
Okay.
The early crossbreds of the Merinos, the Cotswolds, the Rambouillet, the Debouillet, the Hampshire, the Shropshire sheep. And this essentially adulterated the original Spanish churro wool. So you look through a loop and you look for long, silky, straight fibers. The finer the fiber, the older the wool.
The older the wool. Okay.
The older the wool. This piece here that we're looking at is a circa 1900 Hubble cross from around the Hubble trading post.
Yeah.
And it's a very finely woven piece, and you can slide your hand across it, and you can feel no little burrs and ends sticking out. It all lays together smooth in a tight, smooth lay.
Yeah, very finely woven.
Very finely woven piece. Now, you look at later pieces, this is up into the 1950s, and you can just, by look, you can see that this is a nubbier look to the wool. And if you look at it under a loop, you see little end fibers sticking out all over, because the length of the fiber was much shorter. so they couldn't stretch it out and lay it in as tight and smooth of a strand of yarn.
Sure, and there's an obvious difference just to your eye.
Oh,
Yeah.
the eye is what strikes you first.
Sure.
We had a piece yesterday that we took out in the sun. The old Spanish churro wools, it just glistens under the sun because those long straight fibers, they reflect the light.
Oh yeah, sure.
With the little, you got the little end fibers sticking up out of the grease fleeces, the merino breezy sheet. It absorbs the light.
Yeah.
It's not smooth and silky. It won't reflect it back to you. It's a good kind of rule of thumb. Take it out in the light and look at it and see how silky it is. You know, this piece is out of the 1920s.
Beautiful weaving.
It's a sand painting weaving. We'd like to know who wove it, but it probably can never figure that out. And it's a very well executed piece, finely woven, and you could feel the wool in it. It's just not as silky.
Yeah.
It's just not as silky as this piece. It just, the wool changed so much through the years.
Subtle differences over the years.
Subtle
there,
differences
yeah.
over the years, and you date that piece by the quality and the fineness of the wool and the silkiness of the fiber.
Well,
The wool
thank
is the
you
key.
so much, Mark, for the great history lesson on the wool of a Navajo rug. I
The
appreciate
history
it.
of the wool is the key.
Thank you
Jim,
so much.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Glad you came by.
Welcome to the auction!
It's auction day today here at the Post. We have just over 300 lots that will be going through the auction. We usually do about 60 plus lots an hour. So it's going to be an exciting day. We'll be visiting with individuals, following items through, and then seeing the shipping process.
This is a really nice older, circa 1930s box bow squash blossom necklace. 100 not have been now 50, 50 would have been 750, 700 not have been now 50, 50 would have been 750, 700 not have been sold at $700. Okay, here we go. We're going to sell John Wayne today. How often do you get to say that? What about 800? 750 got been now 8, what about 800? 715 got been sold at $750 to 1128. 1128 got that one for $750. Lot number 100. This is a model 1866, also known as the Yellow Boy. This is a saddle ring carbine. This particular rifle was made in 1871. The Yellow Boy rifle, model of 1866, was Winchester's first model with their name on it. 750, 750, 4,500, that'll be now 750, 750, what about 40, 750? Sold at $4,500, $4,500 to the net.
Vintage turquoise. This is the squash blossom necklace. 850 and I have 850. Close. Sold the bidding. $800. Put it online. Buyer number 1089. Going to Billy, Montana. All right, here comes lot number 124. Going to be multi-stone. These are Zuni bracelets right here. They know what they're going to do. Oh boy, look at here. Down $800 one time. 800. Then we're going to be down $800 and a half. Sold $750. Congratulations, buyer number 1094.
We are here with Lynn and Katie Pate, who are advanced collectors, and I have to say, probably auction junkies. Is that correct, Katie?
Without a doubt.
And Lynn, what are some of the things that you collect?
We buy all kinds of Indian cowboy stuff. Any kind of thing is antique.
Well, I heard your guys' home is like a museum, that you have a truly an advanced collection, right, Katie?
Unorganized, but it could be a museum.
And I know that you have a passion for jewelry. Is that correct?
Absolutely, because some of the items in this auction were just to die for.
And tell us what you got in this auction today.
Got a mule boot jack for me.
Oh, only one thing for him, Katie? What's the deal?
He actually bought 4 boot jacks, but one of them stands out, the mule.
And what did you get, Katie?
Oh, this beautiful Zuni bracelet. I had my eye on it from the time that you guys put out the catalog, and I was successful enough to get it.
Well, we just feel so blessed to have you guys here every month for the auction and have you a part of the community. Thank you guys so much.
Well, we enjoy your auctions and enjoy your company. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you.
This is a old Zuni squash blossom necklace. 900, final call at 900 and $900 and sold $850. Going to go buyer number 1089, 1089. All right, I need to hear, I know this is going to be the record, pottery, and picture. 275, final call, $200.75 and $275. Sold 250, no, 250, yeah, 250. Now, I want to see you balance it. Don't drop it though. Pack it right here. Final call, 225, and we'll sell 225 and a half. Sold $200, buyer number 1068.
From 1944. All right, $200 away. We get 200, we get 200, we get 200. I got 90 on the money now. 100, 100, what about 125? 100, not about 125, 25, what's 125? Sold $100. 411, 411.
We are here with the beautiful Esther Schaefer. Now, it is so great to see individuals of all ages having a passion for our rich Western and Native American history. And Esther, I have to say, you have fallen in love with it, haven't you?
I definitely have. I've got the bug.
Now tell us, what caused you to become so passionate about the Western and the Native American history?
You know, I think my love for the Southwest really started at a young age. I've always loved it. I started working in healthcare, and then one day I just woke up and I said, you know what? Something in my life is missing. And so I packed up and came to Arizona all by myself. No friends or family. I just thought, this is where I belong. This is where I need to be. I started working on an Indian reservation serving the Tohono O'odham Nation people. And I have to say that was the best decision I ever made. They are amazing individuals, and that just deepened my love and my passion for the culture, and really made me passionate and aware of their artistship and just how creative they are. And when you look at all the pieces, whether it's jewelry or leather or baskets, and you think about the time and the effort that they put into those pieces, it really is remarkable. And getting to know them on a personal level, it just draws me in even more.
Well, I love the fact that each and every day you are helping individuals on the reservation, and then you come in here and you show us your different treasures, your different gifts that you get on a daily basis. It's so great, and I'm so proud of you. Now, you come to the auctions quite a bit. You won a couple of items here today. Tell us about them.
I certainly did. One of the items that I was fortunate enough to get today was a signed poster of Roy Roger. And this actually I'm very excited about because my future mother-in-law, she actually used to work for Roy Roger. And so she'll be really tickled to see that. So that's kind of neat, something to frame in my house.
What a beautiful, thoughtful gift. Wow.
Yeah, and then the other thing that's awesome was this awesome hat band, which I'm definitely a hat girl, so that will go to good use.
Well, Esther, I want to thank you for coming to the auctions and for your love and support and all you do for our community. She's such a wonderful lady.
Thank you for having me.
Now we're going to sell an antique Civil War era Manhattan pistol. These Manhattan pistols were made for use during the Civil War. $475, that would have been $500, would have been $500, $475, that would have been $500, would have been $500, $475, that would have been $500, would have been $500. Sold for $75, same way. $475. Lot number 99 is a model 1873 Winchester 44 caliber rifle. This is known as the gun that won the West. $1,500, not about not 16, but 16, what about 1,600? $1,500, not about not 16, but 16, what about 1,600? $1,500, not about sold $1,500, 690. That's a really nice rifle you just got. What about 1,300? 1,200, not about not 13, 13, what about 1,300? 1,200, not about not 13, but 13, what about 1,300? 1,200, not about sold $1,200, 1027, 1027. Here we go. This is an antique Apache figural Oya right here. This is a great old basket. The family collection this came out of, they moved to Phoenix, Arizona in 1895. They lived there until 1915. What about 3250? 3,000. Cut about 250. 250. What about 3250? Sold it for $3,000. 1095, $3,000 to 1095. The title lobby card. The experts tell me a title lobby card is actually a little more valuable than the regular lobby card, so I take their word for it. 55 out of it, 15, 15, whatever, 150, 125 out of it, 15, 15, whatever, 150, 125 out of it, so $125. 225, 200 out of it, 25, 25, whatever, 225, 200 out of it, so right there, $200 to 606, 606 for $200. Here's the transitional Navajo weaving. I need 2,000 out of where? We get 2,000, we get 2,000, we get 2,000, we get 1,000, we get 1,000, we get 1,000. I got 600 on money. Now 15 and 15, what about 650? 600 out of it, now 15 and 15, what about 650? 600 out of it, now 15, what about 650? So $600. 1164, 1164, got that one for $600.
We are here with Diane Martin, who is an avid collector, and I have to say, probably an auction junkie. Is that correct?
Yes, I am an auction junkie.
And you are here almost every single month, either in person or online, right?
That is correct. I am online if I can get connection.
And what are some of the favorite things that you love to collect?
I love collecting the jewelry, the antiques, the rare pieces, a bear claw set.
The set that I wanted so bad that you're going to let me borrow, right?
Yes, I probably will let you borrow it again.
Now, in today's auction, you won probably over 50 items. What are some of the favorite pieces that you got today?
Some of the favorite pieces I pulled out are the Bisbee necklace and a watch band, turquoise and coral. And of course, I'm sporting the sombrero.
Well, we just have the most amazing friends here at the auction every single month. And Diane, I have to say, thank you so much for being a part of the Western Trading Post family.
I love being a part of this family.
I'm ready.
It's Monday after auction.
Auction. You got a big load, don't you?
Oh, gotcha. You ready?
We're here to take care of you. Oh my goodness, look at this.
Okay.
All right. Gotta get it to the shade.